Good morning. We're live here at Cleveland High School here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Albert Velarde, Stephen Parks here with Desert Sports Live, bringing you this morning's action. And it's the Aztec Tigers, the 4 seed, taking on Belen Eagles, the Lady Eagles, as Belen and the Aztec Lady Tigers both lost in their games yesterday, Stephen, and we got a new day here, so I don't know if these two teams have actually played each other this season. I was talking to the Belen coach, and he didn't say that they have, so this should be pretty new to each other.
Yep, this is a win or go home situation for both of these teams. We were, like you said, you talked to the coach. We were watching them before the game. They were kind of over here watching the Lady Tigers, I think. And we were talking to one of the coaches for Aztec as well. But I think at this point, there's not really any scouting, but it's just a matter of what do they look like? What's their attitude? How are they look like they're prepared? Those types of things. And both these teams, man, they want to come in and get a win. And we are fixing to get going. Do you want to go ahead? We don't even have time for lineups right at the moment, do we?
We sure don't.
Because they are heading up to the batter's box. We have number 4, Larissa Scott. She is the pitcher today for the Belen Eagles. We'll get to all the lineups here probably after this inning because they just went right to it. Kamora Henry in the circle for the Aztec Lady Tigers. Here comes the first pitch, and it is in there for ball, or no, strike. It's okay. We have one of those umpires, Albert, that waits a few seconds to make the strike call. So here we go. Kamora Henry gets her pitch. Comes the windup. And that was going to be high for ball 1. I had to wait. Sure, we're sitting at a different angle today. We're out here by the third base, behind the third base dugout, down the line a little ways, right by the grass. So we don't have as good of an angle as we typically do. And that one's going to be hit to the shortstop. She's going to scoop it up. Candelaria gets it over to first base for out number 1. That's the 6-3 out number 1. As Aztec gets started quickly, and if these ladies get started off with some good defense, I have a feeling they're going to come up to the plate and get started fast.
Move her hands up against her stomach and her chest where the ball popped up on her, fielded it cleanly with her bare hand, and fired it over to first base. That is a prototypical form of play by your infield, especially by your shortstop. And there's that late call yet again. We're going to have to wait
it's like
a while today.
Call, too. It's not he waits and calls a strike. It's like the whole process. He comes up and does a nice little slow strike with his hand.
Well, Aztec in black jerseys, orange pants, orange trim on their numbers and the team name. That's a ball high. And so it's going to be a 1-1 count. Belen in all white with maroon pinstripes, maroon socks, and a maroon team number and team name. 1-1 the count with 1 out. We're in the top of the first inning. Aztec taking on Belen. Both of these teams lost yesterday as that's in there for strike 2. And goodness, man, we got quite a buzz going on in our ear here. Hopefully you folks can't hear that. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
I don't think they can hear it.
There it is. I think you got it. There's a pitch outside. See if she could chase it. Does not. Holds off, so takes the count to 2-2. On the 2-spot hitter, it's Honey Maribal.
Maribal, yeah.
Is the shortstop for Belen as well. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Down low for ball 3, so it goes to full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. We're on field 2, and we want to give you guys just a heads up here after this pitch. We're going to be moving around today. It's going to be quite interesting for Steven and I. There's a swing down first base side. Does it go foul? It does, so the count still stays 3 balls, 2 strikes. But, yeah, the NMAA decided to have Aztec on field 2, 3, and 4 back-to-back-to-back. As long as they keep winning. So we're going to have to pick up 2 tables, our cords, and an canopy, an easy up, and move it to all 3 different fields. So bear with us as Aztec moves on in this tournament if they do such. Here's the pitch, down low, and walked her. So what started off as a 0-2 count, Steven, she ends up getting walked.
Yep, so Kamora Henry walks Maribel down to first base. That's going to bring up number 9, Arceli Franco, the third baseman for the Belen Eagles, as she now has a runner on first, 1 out. Here in the top of the first inning, we just got started. Aztec is the home team. That one's going to be in there low for ball 1. we got fortunate enough to set up on Aztec's side over here because when we got here, we just set up in the best possible spot for us to broadcast. And fortunately, it was on the correct side. But we don't know what's going to happen next game. Here comes the windup and pitch, and that's going to be fouled off back into the fence for strike one.
Well, one thing is a fact. They did not build these fields for broadcasters. That is for sure. They built it for spectators. They left no areas for broadcasters like ourselves. But we figured it out. We were here at, 6:30 this morning.
Yep, we got set up and ready to go. Swung on and missed for strike two. That was a great-looking pitch from Henry right down the middle. That was a fastball, and it looked good. As
she was way behind it.
Yeah, she got Franco swinging. Let's see if she can find that out pitch. Here comes the pitch. It's going to get hit out in here to left field. It's going to fall in front of Kaiser. She makes a nice play on the ball, but that will push Maribel over to second, and Franco is now standing on first. So first base hit of the game for Belen as they have one out and runners on first and second, and that will bring up the four-hole hitter. Number 3, Shyla Roca is how I'm going to pronounce that. She is the second baseman.
Yep, she's a right-handed hitter. They are in business now. Belen is with one out. 2 runners on base. It's Maribel at second. It's Franco at first, and she's going to look at a ball to get started. You know, we got to talk to Henry before. I got to talk to Henry before the game, and we were just talking about working the count, getting ahead. And, getting that first pitch strike is so important in a game like this. There's a fastball swung on and way behind it yet again. You know, the last base hit that was just given to Franco, it was an off-speed pitch. Belen right now, every fastball that Henry has thrown, every Belen hitter has been massively behind that fastball. I like to see her stick with the fastballs. There's another fastball, belt high, swung on and fouled off, so the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. But that's the first time one of the hitters has actually got a good swing. I mean, we're only 3 hitters into this game, 4 hitters now, but man, that fastball is really working. I like to see them stick with it. Let's see what she goes with a 1-2 count here. Here's the pitch, off speed, nubbed off the end of the bat.
I was expecting that off speed pitch. She usually does that when she's in the count. That she got that she's up in the count like that. For that third strike, she'll come with that crazy off speed pitch. It looks like she's going to wing that thing over there, and it just kind of floats in there. Fortunately for Roca, she gets a piece of it and stays alive. 1-2 the count. Here comes the pitch. It swung on and missed, and way behind again, as that is strike 3, out number 2. Great pitch. I'm with you. Like, force them to hit that ball. Like, that fastball is working. And I mean, she made the first 4 hitters whiff at that fastball. And that's typically your better hitters, correct?
We've talked about this so many times that the pitching coaches outthink themselves. They just don't go with what is working. Sometimes they try to get cute with the strike zone, different pitches. Right now, Henry, you're throwing gas. I'd like to see the pitching coach for Aztec, the Lady Tigers, just let her rip. Just keep the fastball going till they figure it out. And here we go. It's Jalen Boozer at the plate. It's a high foul ball. Here's the catcher, and Lucio trying to track it down. She couldn't shed her mask and couldn't find the ball. And it would have been F2, out number 3 easily, but she just didn't get rid of her mask to track the ball down. So another opportunity for Boozer, who should have been out right now for sure. It's an 0-1 count, 2 outs. And you still have Franco at first, Maribel at second. Here's a fastball. That's what I'm talking about. That looks pretty. And those girls, if you're watching their hands, they are not getting their hands ready, getting them started. Come on now, let's stick with the heater here. Yeah, I'm going major league here, Steven.
I'm with you.
I'm going with Ricky Vaughn. Just keep throwing the heater. There it is again, see?
Swung on and fouled off for strike 2. You're right. They are struggling with that fastball of Kimora Henry's. And here she's got that 1-2 count again. I'm curious to see if she's going to throw that off-speed pitch. We got some people already tuning in. On Facebook here, we got Jason Cortez, our good buddy. He says, "Go Tigers!" So if you're out there and you want to comment on Facebook, or there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Great pitch by Kimora. So that is strike 3, out number 3. So there was No runs on 1 hit, 2 runners left on base, and no Aztec errors. After the top of the first inning, score 0-0. But like I was saying, send in a text, 505-701-2222. Let us know where you're cheering from, who you're cheering for. We see we've got viewers on the website. We've got fewer viewers on Facebook. We've got viewers on YouTube. I don't know if I can keep up with all that, but it is there. So
we'll try. We'll try our best.
If you want to leave a comment, we will be checking back and forth on all of those platforms to see what is going on. So
well, here's your starting lineup for the Lady Tigers. That's all right, man. Leading off for Aztecs is going to be number 9, Alexin Candelaria. Hitting in the 2 spot, number 20, Cheyenne Yellow. Hitting third, number 10, Reagan Bradshaw. Hitting cleanup, number 8, Kamora Henry. Hitting fifth, number 24, Casey Phillips. Hitting 6th, number 18, Cami Lucio. Hitting 7th, 00, Madeline Kaiser. Hitting 8th is number 44, Christina Whitehorse. And hitting 9th, number 21 is Keanu Justice. And, you know, we talked about this, Stephen. We really would like to see Aztec come out and just start taking some hacks. Let's get after it right here. Swing at strikes. Don't watch the good ones go by.
Yeah, you know, like you have Alexa Candelaria. She's always the number 1 hitter, and she comes out aggressive. Don't be surprised if she swings at this first pitch and hits it out into the outfield somewhere. She loves to swing at that first pitch. So it's interesting to me because you'd think on the scouting report, the coaches would see that and they would try to throw some off-speed or outside pitch to try to get her swinging, but she tends to come up with something. Nope, that one was low for ball 1 to Candelaria. So I'm with you, though. If this Aztec team can come out and get some runs on the board right here, it's going to put the hurts on Belen, and that one is – nope, he gave her a strike on that one.
I think his strike call, he just gives that old school, huh.
Yeah. Well, what we were talking about is Belen has shut out the last 2 teams they played. Oh, and that's a hit right up the middle, right past second base, out into center field. And just like that, Aztec gets started. Alexin Candelaria with a base hit gets on first base as she likes to do. And that'll bring up number 20, Cheyenne Yellow. And where I was going with that is you put a score up on Belen. They haven't had that happen the last couple of games. That's going to be an interesting to see how they respond. That's going to be fouled off right over the top of us. Almost hit some people walking down the sidewalk for strike 1. So Cheyenne Yellow with a runner on first, no outs here in the bottom of the first inning with an 0-1 count.
Here's Belen. Here's the pitch, off-speed pitch. Swung on and fouled off for Yellow. So now her back's against the wall. No balls, 2 strikes. She's got Candelaria eagerly trying to get over to second base. And Yellow has had a fantastic, probably the last 4 games she has really played well. Oh, that's a late strike call. Rung her up, looking strikeout out number 1. Gosh, that took forever for him to call it.
Yep. We got a comment here from Mr. Bud Keenum. He says, now let's get those bats going, ladies. And yes, we do agree. We need to get these bats going. We have number 10, Reagan Bradshaw, center fielder for Aztec, now up at the plate, and she's going to foul that one off for strike 1. 1 out, runner on first. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Your score is 0-0. Albert has got that scoreboard up on the screen there for you guys. So you guys, if you tune in and tune out and come back in, you can always look at the scoreboard to see where we're at. That one's in the dirt. Oh, and Alexin's going to go, and she will make it over to second. That was she kind of stumbled coming off the starter's block there. Did you see that? And gathers herself, and then the throw was thrown into the dirt in front of second base, so she made it pretty easily.
I'd sure like to see these ladies start sliding. I don't know what their deal is without sliding. Here's the pitch down low for ball 2. But, you know, they just make it it's unnecessary to go in standing up. Just slide on the outer half of the box. Make sure you're safe. But they don't like sliding here in softball. So here's a pitch, big fly ball out into center field. Should be F8. Candelaria tagging up. She's going to go nowhere. And that's out number 2 as the center fielder hauled it in. Just about dropped it.
Yeah, she did.
Goodness.
She kind of caught that on the palm of her glove and fortunately had her hand underneath because she had a beat on it, but she was kind of going back and forth like she couldn't dial it in. But she comes up with the catch, so F8 out number 2. That brings up number 8, Kamora Henry, the pitcher for Aztec. She's got a runner on second, 2 outs now in the bottom of the first inning where your score is still 0-0. I can't see.
Yeah, it's tough. You got coach in our
coach,
way. You got the hitter in our way. 1-0.
Right direct line of sight. Is that so?
It was a ball,
Okay.
yep. I can barely see where I'm at. There's a swing and a foul ball, and she was right on top of that. That was a fastball right belt high. And again, Henry would love to have had that pitch back. So, yeah, that's right. My good buddy Joe Reed, my brother from another mother, saying get ready for a long day. He ain't lying. Oh, goodness, that was a 5-second wait to call a strike.
I know.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Henry. She's got a runner in scoring position. Ground ball to the shortstop. Here's the throw to first. It's in time. And no go as it's a 6-3 ground ball out, number 3, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the threat.
Well, there was no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no Belen errors. And, man, they started off good. Candelaria gets on base, but then they just couldn't come up with anything after that as I think both pitchers only faced 4 batters, or was it 5 for Kimura? It was 5 for Kimura. So it'll be 6, 7, and 8 coming up for the Lady Eagles here to start the 2nd inning.
Well, and, you know, yesterday when Aztec was playing Silver City, they made excellent contact all day long. They were very aggressive at the plate. You know, they just couldn't find, you know, you'll talk to coaches and they'll say, you hear this all the time, the ball has eyes. It just went to every defensive player yesterday against Silver City, and it just never found the right spot to get Aztec going offensively. They come up this first round in this the bottom of the first inning, come up with 1 hit and then a strikeout and contact made the last 2 hitters. But here we go. It's Jalen Boozer at the plate. Pardon me. It's Jada Maribal at the plate. Pardon me. Who will look at ball 1 down in the dirt. So 1-0 the count.
I was going to tell you, don't get in too much of a hurry. That could be a strike.
That is a fact. This guy is taking forever to tell us what's going on. So here comes a pitch from Henry. Fastball, ground ball, yellow. Oh, and she bobbled it. Hit her glove, popped right over the top of it, and that's going to be E4. That will put Maribal at first base. And now that'll bring up the left fielder, hitting in the 7th spot. It's number 14, Payson Lucero. A right-handed hitter for the Belen Lady Eagles, taking on the Aztec Lady Tigers. Now we're in the top of the 2nd inning, no score. And that's right, folks, it is audio only. We have been getting texts that they don't get video. It's the state tournament. ProView has the contract for all state playoffs, so all the rest of us can do is audio only. And there's a ball down low for a 1-0 count.
We got one here from Mikey Archibald. Said, let's go. Got to bring the hardware back to San Juan for softball and baseball. So we agree. Yes, we'd like to see some hardware from these Aztec Lady Tigers. And Bloomfield had a big win over Albuquerque. Baseball had a big win over Albuquerque Academy last night, 4-2. We got to watch that game.
We sure did. And I'll tell you,
play number 2 St. Pius now.
Albuquerque Academy came in quite cocky yesterday. No offense to anybody who's listening, but they did, and you know what I'm talking about if you were there. And what do we say when we're up in the balcony? That's strike 1, so 2-1 the count on Lucero. But we said Albuquerque keeps playing Bloomfield like this, and Bloomfield's going to put it on them, and they sure did. And I don't think they were ready for that. And
they were not.
Blake threw a masterful game last night for the Bloomfield Bobcats. And it doesn't get easier for them, just like it doesn't get easier for the Lady Tigers. They play, as Steven mentioned, there's a ground ball to yellow. Tag out here, possible double play. Yep. She got it. Ground ball tagged out the runner in Maribal, who was trying to get to second, and then fired it over to first base to Lucero for the unassisted double play.
Well, she makes up for that error by scooping that one up, tagging the runner, getting her out, and getting it over to first for the double play. So great job by Cheyenne Yellow. And that will bring up number 14. Is it Payson Lucero? Is that what you have?
It's Peyton. Yeah, Peyton Lucero, number 7.
Oh, Peyton, not Payson. Okay.
Yeah, number 7. 2 outs now. Here comes a pitch. He's a left-handed hitter. Try to slap hit. And again, that's just, to me, it's such a lost art form for softball because, I mean, how many games have we called this, years, Steven, we only seen one other hitter try to slap bunt or slap hit, one of the two, and that was from Silver City.
Well, and Goddard as well. Remember
and Goddard, that's right.
That little left-handed hitter.
Just two of them.
Thing. They're all left-handers. That's going to be the same thing, and it's high. Oh, nope, it's going to fall to the ground for strike two. You had Whitehorse and Lucio making a play on it, but it got too close to the fence. They couldn't get to it in time. So that's going to be 0-2 count now to Peyton Lucero with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. And Lucero waits for the pitch. Kimura, here's the windup. It's coming in, and that's going to be fouled off back into the fence. So the count will remain 0-2 to Lucero as Aztecs. Cheyenne Yellow just came up with 2 really big outs on the double play to get the runner off base, off first base. And here we go as Kimura Henry will get her pitch. She's looking confident out in the circle today. Here comes the pitch, and swung on and missed for strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down for Henry. No runs on no hits, no runners left on base, and no Aztec errors. That'll take us into the bottom of the second, where it will be 6, 7, and 8. That'll be Cami Lucio, Madeline Kaiser, and Christina Whitehorse coming up for the Aztec Lady Tigers, looking to see if they can't get something going here in this second inning.
Well, we got a text message coming in from the 9155. It's Go Aztec Tigers. French's high school life skills are listening and cheering you guys on. So we got the student and the teacher class tuning in. It's right. Miss Schult and Miss Magda, Miss Amanda, and life skills students. So a whole lot of misses going on in there. Miss Schult, Miss Magda, and Miss Amanda, and the life skills student. What's up, students and teachers tuning in? Absolutely. And we sure appreciate you guys listening in, and as Steven mentioned, it's 5, 6, and 7. Phillips, Lucio, Kaiser, all coming up for the Lady Tigers. It's a 0-0 score heading into the bottom of the second inning, and it's Aztec, the 4 seed, Belen Lady Eagles, who lost yesterday.
No, they won. Belen won.
Oh, pardon me, Belen won yesterday, and they beat the Hilltoppers.
Yes, Los Alamos.
Los Alamos.
So Belen comes in as the 10 seed. They beat Los Alamos, who was the 7 seed yesterday. There's the pitch, and
was it a strike or a ball?
I had to wait.
It takes him forever to call. Jeez-o.
I didn't hear him make his little sound, so I was pretty sure it was a ball. But here comes the pitch. Oh, that was
That's crank, dude. That might be out of here.
And it is out of here. Out of here. So Casey Phillips with the big shot right over left center. And it went about 10 feet past the fence to get out of here. So she crushes that ball for the first run of the game. Congratulations on that hit, Casey Phillips. Huge, huge hit, as the center fielder and the left fielder converged on it. And then you just saw them stop and just watch, because they knew that thing was out of here.
I mean, just crushed it. We got another text message coming in. Go Lady Tigers from Bloomfield and the Bobcats. So Bloomfield Bobcats tuning in saying, let's go Lady Tigers. And it's now Cami Lucio, the catcher, up to bat. She's hitting in the 6th spot for the Lady Tigers. They've got the 1-0 lead here after the big home run from Phillips. There's a swing and a foul ball, and Lucio did not miss that fastball by much. And yet again, that was in the same spot. Belt-high fastball that Phillips just cranked over the alley in left center field, and it was a no-doubter.
She crushed that thing. We got Leslie Hank saying, go Tigers, and LaToya Johnson cheering for our local team.
That's right over here by us, foul ball.
Foul ball for strike 2, but thank you, ladies, for tuning in and giving a shout out. Like I said, if you're out there, I'm looking at YouTube as well. If you want to do anything on the live chat there, we're trying to watch all of them: Facebook, YouTube, and text messages. 505-701-2222. Here comes the pitch. Oh, that thing over every
Oh, you got an 0-2 count, throw something, see if you could get him to bite on it. That one, unfortunately, was so high. Nobody's biting on that pitch, and here comes the fastball swung on. Again, Lucio barely missing that, but she fouls it off straight behind home plate. And we're out of ball, so the umpire's going to call timeout and go track some down. So we're on field 2 right now. As soon as this game's over, Aztec wins this game. Now we got to bounce to field 3. So hang tight with us, folks. We just got a whole lot of stuff we have to move if Aztec moves on after this game. We just want to give you that disclaimer up front. Off-speed pitch got her way out in front, struck Lucio out for out number 1.
And that'll bring up number 00, Madeline Kaiser, the left fielder for the Aztec Lady Tigers. She has 1 out and no runners on after that huge shot out of the park by number 24, Casey Phillips, that gave Aztec the early lead here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We got Levi Stout. Let's go. Awesome job, Casey Phillips. And that one was fouled off for strike 1.
Yeah, again, this pitcher in Larissa Scott is not afraid even after Phillips cranked it over the fence. She's still throwing those fastballs belt high. And that was another fastball belt high, just a little too high in the strike zone for this umpire. He calls a ball, so 1-1 the count. I like how Scott works. She just gets the ball, give me the pitch, let's go. Ground ball to the second baseman, fielded cleanly. Here's the throw to first, almost air-mailed it. I think that first baseman saved her bacon there,
yes,
Steven.
She did. The first baseman had her glove way out in front of her, and then she had to, throw her arm up and out because it was going over her head and makes the catch. You're right. Totally bailed her out on that throw, but that's going to bring up number 44, Christina Whitehorse, with 2 outs now in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Your score is 1-0 as the Aztec Lady Tigers lead. That one is fouled off for strike 1. Yeah, I like this pitcher, man. She just gets the ball and throws. She does not waste any time.
You find a nice rhythm.
We can't even hardly get anything
we
out.
can't say nothing. Maybe the listeners will prefer that,
yes,
Steven, not us saying a whole lot. That's an off-speed pitch. Fouled off right at Coach French. Coach French tries to backhand it, doesn't have the proper form, didn't get his legs underneath him.
That's EJF.
Didn't sweep forward on the backhand. Just terrible, terrible mechanics by Coach French over here in foul territory. It's an 0-2 count. Here comes a pitch. High fastball, didn't chase it. Ball 1. We're going to have a talk with Coach French. Hey, you got to set an example out here, Coach.
That's right. We like giving Coach French a hard time.
Here comes a pitch. Fastball swung on, and she threw that right by her. Struck her out for out number 3.
So that's going to do it for 2 complete innings where Aztec takes the lead. They are now up 1-0, and we've got Coulter Favorino. Good afternoon, fellas. That's how Tigers, the baseball team, is supporting you guys. Bring home a championship. So cheering on the Lady Tigers. And Andrew Eckhoff, go Tigers, bring it back to Aztec. Bring it back, Aztec Fire listening. So appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. And yes, we want to see the Lady Tigers bring it home as well. You got some more over there?
We do. We got my cousin JJ Griego, the girls wrestling coach from Aztec High School, tuning in, and he's throwing out nicknames over here. This is the kind of intel we need. Awesome, Casey Marie. Let's go, ladies. So JJ throwing out a nickname out there. And so that's the last text we got from there. But, hey, folks, 505-701-2222. We already have the Life Skills Classroom and the teachers tuning in for Aztec High School. Want to give them a big shout-out again. I wish we could hear them say what's up. So what's up, class? And it's going to be number 10 stepping in at the plate. We're at the bottom of the lineup, 9, 1, and 2. It's Wells, Scott, and Maribal. All coming up for the Lady Eagles as Aztec leads this game in the top of the 3rd inning, 1-0 off a home run from Phillips. There's a fastball in there for strike 1, and that's what we were talking about, getting ahead of the count. That way you're not having to throw defensive throws all the time. You can go right at them offensively with your pitches, and here comes a pitch again, fastball. And, they just are struggling, Steven, to keep up with the fastball. She is blowing it by every single one of them. And so that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes your coaches and players, we just overthink these things. Just keep throwing the heat. Look at that right there.
Yeah, she was way behind on that swing, and She just kind of reached out there and tried to hit it. That's going to be strike 3 out. Number 1 is Kamora Henry getting it done in the circle today. That's going to bring up number 4, Larissa Scott, the pitcher for the Belen Eagles.
How often do you see the pitcher as a leadoff hitter? I don't think I've seen that at all this year.
I was thinking the same thing when I was writing down the lineup. It kind of shocked me to see the pitcher as the leadoff hitter. You're right. And that one's going to be low for ball 1. I had to wait. I didn't know if he was going to stand up and call something different or what.
Well, and Scott is 0 for 1 on the day. She grounded out to Candelaria at shortstop her first at bat. There's a ground ball. That's going to be a base hit. Got right by the diving first baseman. Trying to make a play was Phillips. She just couldn't get there in time. And that's going to be a base hit out into right field. And Scott gets her team started here in the top of the 3rd inning. And they're ready to go. They got 1 out. And now the 2 spot, Honey Maribal coming up to bat. She walked her first at bat.
We got Samantha Ivy. Let's go Lady Tigers. Let's go Reagan. Turn on the beast mode. Cheering on from my home team all the way from Texas.
All right, Texas checking in. I like when we get to hear from the people who are checking in. We heard from Arizona yesterday. We heard from Texas. We heard from Colorado. And that's going to be strike 1 on Maribal. Swung and missed. Here comes Henry. Dialed in on the circle. Taking some time today, but here comes a pitch. Swung on. That's in right field. Backing up is the right fielder for the Lady Tigers. Injustice catches it at the high point for F9, out number 2. And the runner in Scott will stay put at first base with 2 outs. That'll bring up the 3-spot hitter. It's Arceli Franco coming up to bat. She's 1 for 1, had a base hit out into left field, her first at bat for Belen. And she's got a runner over at first in Scott. Scott, the leadoff hitter and pitcher for the Lady Eagles from Belen. Here's Henry with the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled off. That time caught up with the speed just a little bit there, but still fouled it off. And again, don't forget to text us. You know, I really wonder, after the game, Stephen, we need to talk to the Aztec Lady Tigers and see how does these foul balls that keep flying onto the field, does it throw them off at all in the middle of the game?
I know.
They have to stop it like 10 times to field these balls that keep coming onto the field here. Here's Henry with the 0-1 count. It's a fly ball down right first base side, right field, and it goes out of the field of play. So it's an 0-2 count now on Franco with 2 outs and a runner at first. As we mentioned, Aztec leads this game 1-0 as Phillips cranked one, a no-doubter over the alley between left and center field. So here's Henry, 0-2, just stick with the heat. Let's see if she goes with it. Nope, it's an off-speed pitch outside. Lucio throws backdoor down to first base. Sliding in safe was Scott. And it's a 1-2 count.
So we have Ariel Franco, and I'm sorry I was on Facebook and we're getting some of those fraud comments on here, and I was trying to get them off of there. I can't get them off right now, but keep the comments coming in. We're watching YouTube, Facebook, or text in. It's 505-701-2222. That's going to be low for ball 1. So 1-2 the count now. I'm sorry, 2-2 the count. I apologize. Ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Ariel Franco, number 9.
Here's Henry with the pitch. Fastball. That's hit out into right field. Justice right there. Should haul it in. F9 for out number 3. Back-to-back outs for Justice out in right field, and that'll do it.
So no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no Aztec errors. So after 2.5 innings, she scores 1-0. The Aztec Lady Tigers took the lead in the 2nd inning, last inning, on that huge home run by Casey Phillips, and we will be back. We'll be 9-1-2. I was going to say back to the top of the lineup, but we are at Kiana Justice. Will be leading off here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Aztec Lady Tigers.
Well, we got our dear friend Sid texting in. Sid Shepard, let's go Tigers. You got this. Great job, DSL. I surely enjoy listening to you guys. Let's go Reagan. That's from Sid. They're in Aztec, New Mexico, tuning in as well. So glad that you're doing well. I was happy I got to see you the other day. And we're heading into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Aztec leads this game 1-0. As Steven mentioned, Justice coming up to bat, and not here in the state playoffs, but when Aztec had that 4-team bracket play in Aztec, Justice was on fire at the plate for the Lady Tigers. Let's see if she can find that groove again here at the plate. She's a left-handed hitter. The one thing we haven't seen her do all year, Steven, is that slap hitter, that slap bunt coming in from the left-hand side of the box. And here we go. It's a fastball. She threw that right by Justice. Justice way late on the fastball for strike one.
Yep, that'll be strike one to Justice as she is leading off for the Lady Tigers here in the bottom of the third inning. It seems like it went by fast, didn't it? We're in the bottom of the third. I don't know what's going on here. We're having a discussion with the umpire.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Coach French just walked up there having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Giggle. Hey, man, if you're counting on the scoreboard this weekend, don't. The scoreboards have been shorting out. They've been having wrong scores, wrong innings. Here comes a pitch from Scott.
She threw it. She's been throwing that thing past some people. That's going to be fouled off into the other field for strike two. We've got Heather Eckhoff now tuning in. Let's go, Lady Tigers. You all got this.
All
Your
right.
HS cheer coach and cheerleaders are cheering you cheering you on all the way from home. So thank you for that comment. Swung on and missed for strike three as Justice will go down swinging. That'll bring up number 9, Alexin Candelaria, who has one of the 2 hits for the Aztec Lady Tigers today. We got Heather O'Gean saying, way to go, ladies, keep it
Heather O'Gean
That's
checking
right.
in. Those are our people. You know, I got to tell you, I want to talk about Ecoff here in a minute. There's a fastball. That was right there. And honestly, I think he did not call it a strike because the catcher missed it, but it was perfectly placed right down the middle for ball one as Candelaria at the plate from the right-hand side. But, you know, Ecoff, she's a big-time supporter of Desert Sports Live, and I really appreciate her saying that she wants to get her girls behind us next year, helps do some fundraising to get us out here to games like this, you know. And I really appreciate the effort. There's a ground ball, backhanded diving, not in time, though. I'll tell you what, you better be on point to throw Candelaria out at first because that young lady can fly. And that's a base hit, but an excellent play by the second baseman. She dove for the ball, and Roca just couldn't get it over to first in time.
Oh, I mean, you're right. That was she moved to her left, had to reach across her body, dove out there and made the stop. It was just too much to get it over to first in time, but great. No Belen errors. After 3 complete innings, the score is no Belen errors. After 3 complete innings, the score is 1-0. The Aztec Lady Tigers have a slim lead, and it will be 4, 5, and 6 coming up. We got Gage Hanks says, go Tigers over here on the Facebook Live.
I like that. And we got Texas tuning in again. We got Najoni Yellow checking in from Dallas, Texas. Let's go, Lady Tigers. Keep playing hard. Cheyenne Yellow, love you very much from your sister. And, man, I'll tell you, Yellow has really come on strong. And probably I would say the second half, you know, she had that game, Steven, where I don't know, man. I could be misspeaking, but she had 3 or 4 errors at second base. I bring that up because she struggled defensively and somewhat offensively. After that game, she never looked back. She put in the work during practice, staying late, taking ground balls, hitting in the cage. She has been electrifying for the Lady Tigers in the second half of this season.
Yeah, yesterday she had some great plays yesterday against Silver over there on second base. And, yeah, you're right. She's really stepped it up since that. And we've got number 3, Shyla Roca. She's 0 for 1 on the day. She struck out on her first at bat in the first inning. Coming up to the plate. That's going to be fouled off for strike 1.
Well, here's something you don't see very often, or at least, you know, in baseball, you certainly don't see it, but in softball, I haven't seen a whole lot. This young lady in Roca, look, she's at the front of the plate in the front of the batter's box. You don't rarely see that anymore. You always see these hitters get way back in the backside of the box. There's a swing and a foul ball for 0-2 the count.
Yeah, Henry just bringing that fastball, and Belen just having a hard time keeping up with that thing.
You know, you'll see a lot of coaches, they'll tell you that fastball's working, don't throw anything else till they catch on to it. And she's really done a good job about throwing fastball after fastball. It's easier on your arm, too. A lot of the coaches will tell you, the pitching coaches will tell you, keep throwing the fastball because it's easier on their arm.
I'm looking to see if she's going to throw that off-speed pitch right now with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Nope, she puts it right down the middle, and that's going to fall right in between everybody out in the outfield as Reagan Bradshaw comes up and picks that thing up. That's a nice base hit for Shyla Roca, and she will get things started for Belen here in the top of the fourth.
Well, that shows you the speed that Bradshaw has, because as soon as they hit the ground, she was deep by the fence. She fielded that on a short hop. That shows the speed that Bradshaw has out there in center field, and now it's Boozer who struck out her first at bat in the first inning with no outs here. Belen in business, Steven. Here's a big deep fly ball that goes foul behind us. Oh, everybody's scattering.
Yep, heads up.
Nobody wanted to haul that one in. 0-1 the count, no outs.
Yeah, she got a hold of that one, but she was way ahead of it. That was that off-speed pitch. She just came around way fast on it. Took it out over our heads over here. And that's going to put her back in the batter's box as she has a runner on first, no outs here, top of the fourth inning. Jalen Boozer, here comes the pitch, and that one's, there it is. There's the
You know
strike.
what, dude? I was going to give him the strike. He's taking too long, man. Let me just call the strike myself over here.
Calling the strike for us over here.
Well, we got our good buddy Jason Cortez. Boy, he's been a huge supporter of Desert Sports Live, a good friend of both of ours. We went to high school with him. There's a swing and a foul ball. Another fastball fouled off, way behind that. Of course, Jason Cortez served in the Marine Corps and graduated from Aztec High School. Good friend of ours tuning in. He was giving me a reminder of, hey, man, listening to you guys audio and not watching you guys video reminds me of when we used to listen to UNM basketball back in the day. So he's right. That's how we used to listen to the games way back in the day. And Steven and I are going old school today.
Right. Old
Unfortunately,
school,
we have to.
Only.
There's a shot to center field, left center field. Pardon me. Reagan did the best job she could diving for the ball. They're going to stop her at third. And we've talked about this a number of times, Steven. Smart play. Reagan knew that she had her left fielder that was going to be over there backing her up. So what does she do? She dives for the ball, folds out for it, knowing that if she misses it, the left fielder is going to be there to field it and throw it in. That's exactly what happened. Kept the runner at third, but now they've got runners at second and third. Boozer at second, Roca at third.
Yep, so we got Ray tuning in, says, good job, Casey. You got this, babe. Love watching from math class, Bianca and Grace.
Oh, math class. I like that. Well, it's right. Maribel up to bat, and she's 0 for 1. She got on in the second inning on an error by the second baseman, and that is going to be strike one. No outs. And Belen is in business right now, Steven. They got Boozer at second after that double, and you've got Roca at third. Faking the backdoor throw down to third was Lucio. She holds on to it, and it's a 1-1 count. So right here, Henry's going to have to dig in and find a way to get – really what she needs to do is strike this young lady out here to keep these runners on base. That's outside. So now we see a couple of off-speed pitches here. Steven, instead of sticking with the fastball, now it's 2-1 on Maribel. See if Henry can dial this in. Here comes a pitch from the circle. Fastball again. Nubbed off the end of the bat. That's going to stay fair. What a smart play by the first baseman in Phillips. She realized, oh, we got a run down here at third. And they're going to tag her out, diving, tagging her out. But you know what's wild? They're going to call her out, but Lucio did not have the ball in her glove. She tagged her with the glove. The ball was in her running hand. And when she tagged her with the glove, the umpire called her out, and we'll take it.
I think what she did is she reached out with both hands like this, and I think she might have gotten her. That's where I was looking from right here. You're right, though. She kind of fell on top of her, didn't she, with her glove or whatever. But nonetheless, that takes the runner out at third. Great heads-up play by the Aztec Lady Tigers.
And a double play.
So that'll be
2 outs.
How do we label that on the outs?
So give me a second, and I'll tell you. There's a high fastball for ball 1. So Maribal, the 6-spot hitter, she is a 3 unassisted, as it was a ground ball to the first baseman in Phillips. She tagged her out, and then Roca, the 4-spot hitter, is going to be 2 unassisted.
All right. Wow, so just like that, Aztec Ladies Tigers kind of in a jam, and then there it is, strike. Sorry, I had to wait. Kind of in a jam there, and with no outs and runners on second and third. Now it's 2 outs with a runner on second as they come up with a big play there. Peyton Lucero up at the plate right now for Belen. That's going to be low for ball 1, so 2-1 the count now to Peyton Lucero. As we have a 1-0 ball game, Aztec Lady Tigers leading here as we are in the top of the 4th inning. Here comes the pitch. There's a strike. I was going to say, that looked good.
Well, you know, and what happened to Belen just now is they were in business with 2 runners in scoring position and got out on a forced error base running, in my opinion, by Belen. That same thing happened to Aztec yesterday against Silver City, and that's a wild pitch by Henry that will move Boozer from second over to third with 2 outs, and it's a full count on Lucero. But, you know, you remember in that game against Silver City yesterday, Steven, the same exact thing happened to Aztec twice. They had runners on base. They got some momentum going, and then they ran themselves out into base running errors that got them out and got them out of the inning. So see if Aztec can capitalize on that. They certainly can. If Henry can strike her out, she does just that to end the inning.
As we strike 3 out, number 3, there was no runs on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base, and no Aztec errors. So after the top of the 4th inning, the score remains 1-0. Aztec leading. We got Erica Martinez out there listening, says, good job, ladies. So
Erica, our good friend Erica, one of the girls' basketball coaches. Her husband, a good friend of ours, Joe, a professional boxer there in Aztec, New Mexico as well, very close to that family. So thanks for tuning in, Erica, and glad to hear. Hopefully you and your family are doing all right, and you know what I'm talking about. So hang in there. We're praying for you guys, always.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be the Lady Tigers coming up to bat. It's going to be 4, 5, and 6. It's Henry, Phillips, and Lucio coming up for the Lady Tigers. As Steven mentioned, we are headed into the bottom half of the 4th inning. Let's see if we got some more text messages coming in. No, we don't, so we're a little idle here for a while.
Been watching Facebook, watching YouTube, and getting text messages in, and trying to keep up with books and calling the game. That's pretty fun, pretty exciting. But like Albert said, we have to move fields right after this is done, so we might be – that was going to be ball 1.
Oh, I heard him go, huh, so I thought he called it a strike. He called it a ball, but his strike and his ball sound the same call. That's a strike.
Like I was saying, we're going to have to move to the next field, and we're going to try our best to get over there as quickly as we can, so we're going to have to shut down quick, and we're going to have to try to drag everything through a crowd of people. That's going to be high for ball 2.
Any of you folks who have been down here for state softball in Cleveland know exactly what we're talking about, how difficult that's going to be. High fastball swung on and missed by Henry, and that was way out of the zone. Up high and outside, but got her to chase it. And now here comes Scott, not taking a whole lot of time. Here's the pitch, fastball down low for ball 3. Yeah, that's going to be fun. We've got a canopy, 2 tables, and our cords. We got to haul all the way to the other side of the complex. Oh, she barely missed that. I mean, if she gets that out in front, that's another home run.
Yeah, Kamora Henry, if given the correct pitch, she can take that one out of the park as well. Here comes the pitch from Belen. That's going to be fouled off as well. As Kamora Henry stays alive. This is, as a pitcher, this is where you start getting frustrated because you're throwing just about every pitch you got. And we're 7 or 8 pitches in now, and Kamora Henry just keeps fouling it off, getting that timing down. I think they got to get more balls because they've lost too many once again.
Ton of foul balls.
Man, just when I thought I was going to be warm today, we're back in the shade again to cover up our equipment. And
I was fixing to say the same thing.
It's keeping me chilly.
We look like a bunch of sissies because we're freezing underneath this canopy because this light wind coming through here.
We got Cheryl Dale saying, "Go Aztec," as she's out there watching. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to be at every game that Aztec plays today. They have to win 3 to move to tomorrow. They will be playing the winner of, I believe it's Lovington and St. Pius, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a swing and a miss for strike 3 as Kimura goes down swinging. And that will bring up number 24, Casey Phillips, who is 1 for a big one on the day as she crushed it out of the park.
I like how you put that. That was nice. She did, too, didn't she? She crushed that home run. Let's see if she can possibly come through again. There's a backhand ground ball to the shortstop. Big throw, not in time.
She beat it.
She got there in a hurry. Phillips with the speed and got a base hit out of it. Man. But a great play by the shortstop. She had to go a little ways to backhand it, throw all the way across the diamond, and just wasn't in time.
Yeah, she did. The shortstop made a great play. It was out, but she had to backhand it. She was out here by the edge of the grass, so that's a long throw to make. And you saw Casey, she stepped on the base right before the ball got there. There's another hit right up the middle, hits the second base, and that will be a base hit for Cami Lucio, as that will move Phillips over to second base. Runners on first and second, one out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll bring up Madeline Kaiser, who is 0 for 1 on the day.
Man, she's due, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
I mean, this young lady right here, she had a great game in the 4-team series in Aztec. There's a shot out into the gap. This should score 1. Nope. They're going to keep her here because unfortunately.
Oh, no.
They're safe.
Ooh.
Everybody's safe. So that was a wild play. We'll break that down here in a minute. But, smart play by Phillips. She had to hesitate for a minute to make sure the ball went down because it was hit awfully close to the center fielder. And then she takes off. The runner at first, which is Lucio, took off to second. And then, unfortunately for Kaiser, she turned first base hard running towards second and realized everybody stopped. And hopefully she's okay because she's on the ground injured, looking at her knee right now. So hopefully she's going to be all right. But that is back-to-back-to-back base hits.
Well, and you're right. That was a great job. But Madeline Kaiser was on her way to second base thinking that Phillips was going to be heading home.
Yes.
And I think, honestly, Phillips probably saved her from getting thrown out there because the second baseman had to make sure that Phillips, if she throws at the first, Phillips might head home. So she had to hold Phillips on third. So everything worked out. But bases loaded now for Christina Whitehorse. Aztec in a great position here. You just got to hit this thing out into the outfield, and you're going to score a run because, if it's in the air, just going to be a tag up, and she's going to be heading home. So Christina Whitehorse needs to come up with a big hit here. That one is going to be high for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Christina Whitehorse.
Well, if she finds a way to hit that Texas leaguer over the head of the infielders, it's going to easily score 2 runs because the outfield is playing the fence. Oh, she's going to go home, and the pitcher did not cover home plate in time. And Phillips is going to score easily on the wild pitch that was thrown in the dirt, and the catcher could not keep it in front of her, and everybody else will move up a bag. Yeah. And by the way, Kaiser looks like she's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that was an important thing to say. Is now that takes away that force. You've got to throw it to first because now they don't have that force anymore. Great heads up play by Phillips as she saw the pitcher was not going home to cover the bag. So that's going to bring up we still have Christina Whitehorse up at the plate with 3 balls and no strikes. And I think he called a strike there. So 3-1 the count now to Christina Whitehorse. She has an opportunity. Like you said, she hits this thing out into the if it's a Texas leaguer, you're absolutely right. That second one, Kaiser's coming home from second. That's going to be in the dirt. That's going to send her down to first, so that's a walk. That'll load the bases once again as Kiana Justice will be heading up for the Lady Tigers with 1 out and bases loaded.
Yeah, this is a big spot for Justice, and she came through big time in Aztec with that 4-team series that they hosted. She struggled a little bit yesterday. Today she's 0 for 1, struck out, but we've seen this young lady get hot really fast. There's a foul ball into the other side of the field, and you could hear the the tournament directors telling people, coaches, please don't throw these foul balls in your bucket. We are running out of them. You guys must be holding on to them. So here's another pitch. Swung on and fouled off again into the field of play over here behind us. So 0-2 the count quickly on Justice.
Well, if Justice can come up with a big hit here, then you have Alexin Candelaria, who is 2 for 2 on the day. She just seems to find a way to get on base every time she comes up to the plate. Dangerous hitter for the Aztec Tigers. So Kiana Justice just needs to not hit into a double play. And Aztec can really get things rolling here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They now lead 2-0 over the Belen Eagles, and I think we're just waiting on the umpire getting, yeah, there you go. He had to come and get some of those balls that Kiana's been fouling off into the other field.
Yep, it's been wild with these foul balls around here, and of course, all of you who have been here know exactly what we're talking about. They just keep flying into the other field of play, and we must be completely out of softballs because this has taken an awfully long time to get this figured out.
They just threw him another one. I think that's the one she just hit into the what is this, the bullpen over here. Somebody went and got it for him. So Kiana Justice with a big opportunity here. She's got an 0-2 count and bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. The umpire trying to get things back up and running here as they ran out of balls.
Well, here we go. I think he's got it worked out now.
We're there now.
0-2 the count, 1 out. Ball down low.
I had to wait because I didn't know if he was going to call that a strike or not. But 1-2 the count to Kiana Justice.
She's got a big opportunity here to come through for her team as she'll take another low fastball for ball 2. 2-2 the count with 1 out. Bases juiced for the Lady Tigers. Lead this game 2-0 over Belen. The Lady Eagles, and here comes a pitch. Justice swings and misses. She struck out twice now. That's out number 2, and now we're to the top of the side of the lineup. It's Alexin Candelaria, who is 2 for 2 in this game. She continuously gets stranded out at first base, but she's got an opportunity here.
Yeah, now she's in a position where she can get that base hit. She can score some runs.
Well, she can do some big damage here, Steven. We know this young lady is a ball player. She's a shortstop, leadoff hitter. This young lady can fly. She knows the game, and she's got a ton of power. Look at that. There's a shot out into the gap. Here's the center fielder going back on the warning track. Hauled it in. It looked like it might be exciting, but the center fielder just moseyed on over there and hauled it in on the run for out number 3.
So there was 1 run on 3 hits, 3 runners left on base, and no Belen errors. So after 4 complete innings, the Aztec Lady Tigers leading 2-0. And if you're Coach French, that's a little frustrating to leave 3 runners out on the base path like that.
Well, the further you get in this tournament, you cannot come away with at least 2 runs with bases loaded. You just cannot do that. And, you know, you like to think that you could get away with it. I don't know. All the ladies are looking at something in the dugout.
They're trying to get the ball off the top of the net over here.
Yeah, that's how desperate we are for softballs right now.
It's entertaining watching her with that big stick trying to knock the ball off the top of the net. If you've never been here, there's 4 fields that are. It's just like kind of a circle of fields right here, and they have netting over the top of all of the stands area and walkway areas. So when those balls go up on top, they have to take that stick and try to knock them out of there to get the balls down. So that's what they were doing right there. And you're right, it's because they're running out of them.
Well, hey, if any of you want to check out Bloomfield's game, you can check it out at NFHS Network as they'll be streaming that live. They take on St. Pius tonight, and I tell you, Bloomfield looked awfully tough yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Blake Spencer threw a beautiful game. He had a ton of defensive plays behind him, some really big-time plays to go on and win that game. We want to wish them the best of luck tonight as they play at 6:30. 6:30 tonight against St. Pius, and that's going to be ball 1 as we've got 8, 9, and 1. It's Lucero, Wells, and Scott all up to bat. It's a 2-0 count early here on the 8-spot hitter in Peyton Lucero, who's 0 for 1. She struck out her first at bat in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, that one got away from Kimura. That thing went way up and out on that last pitch, the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be fouled off.
Man, she took a huge hack there.
She was looking for the fence on that one, wasn't she?
She sure was. She had a big-time swing on that fastball.
Yeah, you could see the angle of the bat. She was trying to take that one up and out. 2-1 is your count. Here comes the pitch from Henry. Swung on and fouled off into the catcher's glove to make it a 2-2 count.
Yeah, some big losses yesterday. I think we had 2 number 1 seeds get dropped yesterday in yesterday's games.
Correct.
Between baseball and softball. So here comes a pitch from Henry. Off speed, that's a big shot out to center field, but Reagan Bradshaw right there to haul it in for the FA out number 1.
Yeah, and that was that same angle she took on that big swing. She just swinging her bat, trying to take that thing out there, and it falls a little bit short as Reagan Bradshaw right out there in center field just kind of takes a few steps to her right, gets set, and makes the catch. That'll bring up number 10, Allie Wells, the right fielder for the Belen Eagles, up to the plate. She's 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out in the third inning. Swung on it, missed. Big fastball by Henry. Just throws it right by Wells.
Man, was Henry dialed in this morning or what? Getting to talk to her? Holy smokes, I looked at her and I said, "Are you ready to go? I've never seen you like this." She looked at me and smiled, just kind of little smile smirk, says, "I'm dialed in, I'm ready." I was like, good.
She came up to both of us right when she got here and gave us a fist bump, said she was ready to go. And she does look ready.
Well, here we go. She steps on the plate in the circle. Here comes a pitch. Fastball blew that right by her for 2 strikes now.
Well, I mean, Wells, and this is the way it looked on her first at bat, just desperately trying to get her bat out there to make contact with the ball. She's just throwing her bat, trying to get anything she can. And there she does it again, and that is swing and a miss, strike 3 out, number 2. Which will bring up number 4, Larissa Scott, the pitcher. She's 1 for 2 on the day.
Yep, she grounded out to the shortstop. Her first at bat in the first inning, got a base hit in the third. And they've left 1, 2, 3 runners on base, 4 runners on base in this game, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Lady Tigers. So, you know, it's defensive play today. This Aztec Lady Tigers looks like a completely different team today. They look like the team we're used to seeing. And I don't know maybe they came in too hyped up yesterday. I'm not too sure against Silver City. They were in contention in that game until the top of the 7th inning. It was 3-0.
Nope, she goes down after that one and fouls it off into the other field of play. So that'll make it a 1-2 count. And folks, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. We are doing audio-only broadcasts today because of the NFHS rules, and it has to go through NFHS, and ProView has the contract. But we are happy to bring you an audio broadcast. And what's exciting for us is we had, I think, 50 to 70 listeners in on the stream yesterday, and we'd rather people get to listen than to have to have a few people get on and pay. And that's going to be hit right to Cheyenne Yellow. She gets it over 4-3 out, number 3, as that will do it for the top of the 5th inning. And the score is going to stay 2-0 as the Lady Tigers will be heading into the bottom of the 5th, as it will be 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Tigers. And I think was that a Belen fan? That
it was a Belen. It was Rocha's mom. Okay. That's how she says it's just Rocha.
Oh, so we have some Belen.
We got Belen tuning in. That's right.
I never know if we have any of the other teams' listeners on there, just because we're down here at State, and we don't know if we get that reach or not. But if you're out there listening from Belen and you want to send in a message or on Facebook or on YouTube, or just send in a text at 505-701-2222, we'll give your players a shout out as well. So we're watching all those different platforms, and we'll give you a shout out as well. Like I said, just let us know you're out there listening.
Well, it is Yellow coming up to bat. She's 0 for 2 in this game. Heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Steven mentioned it's a 2-0 lead. Here comes a pitch. It's in there for strike 1 as we're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And Aztec got their first run on the board on a home run in the 2nd inning. That's a foul ball down third base side, so 0-2 the count. On Yellow, barely foul. But Aztec got on the board first. Casey Phillips hit a home run in left center field. And then Aztec put another run on the board in the 4th inning by Phillips yet again, running in from third base on a pass ball. There's a shot right back at the pitcher. She's going to be safe. She's not going to get there, and it's going to be a base hit by Yellow. The pitcher did everything she could on that play, Steven. She almost caught it, just couldn't get to the ball in time to throw Yellow out, and it's a base hit.
Well, and you'll take that all day long,
Absolutely.
right? In the books, it's a base hit, whether it went all the way out in the outfield or to the
That's
pitcher, right?
That is exactly right. And now coming up to bat, it's Reagan Bradshaw, who's 0 for 2 on the day. She flew out to center field her first at bat in the 1st inning, flew out to left field in the 3rd inning. There's a foul ball. That'll go out of the field of play, so 0-1 the count on Bradshaw.
All right, let me get back over here to my job duties. So 0-1 the count or 0-2 the count?
It is 0-1.
0-1 the count, okay. Trying to check in on some stuff there. That is going to be in there for strike 2 as Reagan Bradshaw looking to see if she can't get some, like she's another one that you feel like she's due for a hit. You know, she's flown out into left field and center field. See if she can come up with a big hit here. And there's a hit right past the shortstop out into left field as like I said, it felt like she was due, and she makes it happen as she comes up with another base hit for the Lady Tigers, and that will put runners on 1st and 2nd with no outs here in the bottom. I'm sorry, yeah, is it the bottom of the 5th?
Bottom 5, yep.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't realize we were that far into the game. I just
well,
looked.
And if you haven't seen our video, we had a very special dedication softball given to us by Bradshaw. Yes. She hit a home run. She told her mom, if I hit a home run today, I'm going to dedicate that ball and give it to Desert Sports Live. What does she do? Her first at-bat of the game, she cranked one over center field in that 4-team series in Aztec that Aztec hosted. She gave us the ball. We did a video on it. We were so appreciative of it. That was the first gift. We've gotten gifts. You know, Bloomfield has always taken care of us. You know, they've always done some great, amazing things for us, the football team and the baseball team. That was the first time a player has done anything for us, and it was awfully special.
Yeah, we had her on hot mic, and she said the next home run I hit when you guys are there, I'm going to give it to you. And, yeah, it was pretty special. We've never had a gift like that given to us, so I've got that one in my bag.
Yeah, Steven held on to it, everybody. Just so you know, he ain't even sharing it. That's how Steven is. He's very selfish like that when we get gifts.
I let Albert look at it, but I don't let him touch it.
I haven't even got to touch the dadgum thing. And she didn't even dedicate it to him. He just chose, what a play. Might be a double play. Here's the throw. It is.
Wow, that was just a great play by the shortstop. I thought it was going to get past her. She scoops that thing up, gets the throw over to second. So it's a 6-4. Out number 1, and then the 4-3 out number 2.
Yeah, double play, and that was a screamer hit right at the shortstop. She fielded it nicely, got it over to her second baseman, and do we say Rocha? Rocha.
I thought she said Rocha.
Rocha, there we go. So it's Rocha, the second baseman, fired it over to first to throw Henry out to finish the double play.
Oh.
That's going to score a run. A beautiful piece of hitting went right past the third baseman. It's going to be a stand-up double. No, is it going to be a triple? It is. It's going to be a stand-up triple and score a run RBI, and Aztec will put another run on the board as Yellow will score all the way from first base. And we'll have a stand-up triple for Phillips with an RBI.
I'll tell you, if anybody's making a run for player of the game, it is
That's darn right.
She is 3 for 3 with she needs a double to now make the cycle. She's got a single, a triple, and a home run on the day, and 2 runs scored. And she just drove in that run to make it to 3-0. So Casey Phillips having a huge day for the Lady Tigers. We now have a Cami Lucio up at up the plate for the Tigers. And I want to kind of go back. That double play for Belen was a huge double play because that would have scored 2 more runs.
No doubt about
it. Double play. There's a hit by Lucio, and did it go fair?
Yep, it's fair.
It's fair. So that drove in a run. That is a stand-up double for Lucio. We can't tell where we're sitting if it was fair or not, and it was fair. And so now, Casey Phillips has another run scored on the day thanks to her good buddy Cammie Lucio, who hits the double and drives her in.
I mean, Phillips hit a screamer down third base line. Then Lucio comes up. She hit a screamer out into left field. So Aztec making a ton of contact. They are really seeing these pitches perfectly. And Kaiser, who is 1 for 2 on the day for the Lady Tigers, she'll look at strike 1.
Yeah, so 4-0 is your score now. Aztec Lady Tigers getting their bats going here in the bottom of the 5th. That one will be fouled off to make it an 0-2 count. 1 out, runner on second. Madeline Kaiser has an opportunity to drive in a run here. Man, the Lady Tigers all of a sudden have just gotten their timing down. Yes, Elias Valdez, our good buddy out there listening. That's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3, out number 2. But Elias Valdez said, yep. Oh, was that the third out? Oh, I apologize. Yes, out number 3. Strike 3, out number 3. So we had 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 runner left on base, and no Belen errors. So after 5 complete innings, score is 4-0. Aztec Lady Tigers leading.
Well, here is the deal, folks. Just a heads up if it comes down to this is if Aztec holds on to this going into the 7th inning, we're probably going to shut down maybe, Steven, and move ourselves over to field 2 because we got to get ready for the next game.
I think field 3, right?
Or field 3. My bad. I'm all mixed up with all these fields.
It doesn't matter. We got to move a field, right? It doesn't really matter what field it is. But, yeah, we're going to – I think the reason Albert's saying that is because all the people from field 3 have to come to field 2, and all the people from field 2 have to go to field 3. So we might shut down early and try to beat that huge rush of people because we got to carry all of our stuff right through the main center of all of the fields where everybody is going to be at. So just to help you guys understand that.
But we'll get it done for you guys because that's what we do.
That's correct.
So here we go. It's going to be Belen coming up to bat. It's 2, 3, and 4. Maribel, Franco, and Rocha all coming up. For the Belen Lady Eagles, who trail this game 4-0, it's Henry with the pitch. Ground ball, base hit right up the middle into center field. So Maribel comes up and gets her first hit of the game. She was 0 for 1 with the walk at that moment. Now she is 1 for 2 with the base hit out in center field.
Yep, that'll bring up number 9, Araceli Franco. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She had a base hit back in the first inning, flew out in the third. She's got a runner on first, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And I mean, you have a sense of urgency if you're Belen at this point. That's going to be cranked out here into left field, and I believe it's foul. Yep, foul ball.
It barely squeaked foul.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take it, but it barely went foul.
If that one hits fair, you're for sure going to have Honey Maribel over here at third base. And that's probably a stand-up double. But that goes foul. It's just a long strike. So 0-1.
Looked pretty.
Yeah, it did. And it sounded like she got a hold of it, too, off the bat. So 0-1 the count to Maribel. Here comes the pitch. Oh, that one's in the dirt. Ball 1, that slipped out of her hand. It was like a bowling ball coming across the plate.
Well, good job by Lucio to slide over, keep her body in front of the ball that skipped across the plate in the dirt and kept that runner at first. Here's Henry. Big shot out to Bradshaw in center field. She's over there, hauls it in, gets it into the infield, keeps the runner at first for the F8 out number 1.
F8 out number 1. Number 3, Shyla Rocha coming up to the plate now for the Lady Eagles as she's 1 for 2 on the day as well. She had a base hit in the 4th. She struck out back in the 1st. So looking to see if she can't move her runner over and head down to first. But Henry been pitching quite the game today. There's the pitch. That's going to be hit Cheyenne Yellow F4. Oh, almost gets it over to first for the double play as Maribel kind of came off the base, but good heads-up play. She gets it over to first, but Maribel will make it safe. So that'll bring up number 19, Jalen Boozer, for the Eagles.
Well, a good thing that the first baseman for the Lady Tigers and Phillips stopped that ball because Yellow threw about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball to her about 10 feet away from her. And that could have been a bad thing if that went past her, but Phillips made sure she kept it in front of her and kept that runner at first base. That's a pitch down low for ball one. To Boozer, who is 1 for 2 on the day. She's got a strikeout, her first at bat, base hit in the 4th inning. The runner at first, 2 outs. It's a 4-0 lead, nubbed off the end of the bat. Should stay fair, touches first base. They didn't call a foul ball. They said she's out. The first base coach said it was foul, but the umpires disagree. The coach, he's still looking over there like, what happened here? That was foul.
Yeah, he was wanted to go foul. And I was getting ready to say that was unfortunate that thing didn't spin the correct way to go foul, but the coach, he's still standing out there.
He sure is.
He wants an explanation as to why that wasn't foul.
He did not like the call.
So there was no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. And that's going to do it for the top of the 6th. And we will have 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Lady Tigers, as the Lady Tigers only need 3 more outs to get out of this game with a win. But they're going to try to see if they can't add some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, this is where you're going to see Aztec. They really they need to stay aggressive here at the plate, which I absolutely know they will. Coach French won't allow them not to. But they need to stay hot, because as soon as they get done here, they got to bounce over to the other field and just keep this momentum going. They've got 3 games possibly in the heat today. Here comes a pitch. Swung on and fouled off is Whitehorse, who is 0 for 1. She struck out in the 2nd inning, drew a walk in the 4th inning, and she'll foul off the first pitch she sees here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Isn't that why we got 3 outs left for Belen, and we got to move?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. So what's that in there for ball? That's ball 1. So we got 1-1 count to Christina Whitehorse, who is 0 for 1 on the day and drew a walk. That is going to be low for ball 2. So Aztec Lady Tigers looking to see if they can't put up a few insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th and then just come up with 3 outs to end this game. And then we'll be headed over to field 3. That one's going to be fouled off for strike 2, as Albert just left the table for a few minutes. I think he's going down there to see if he can't secure us a spot, as this is going to be an interesting day for both of us, having to move around all day long. Comes the pitch, and that's going to be fouled off into the fence to keep the count at 2-2. Once again, if you guys are out there watching or listening in, we are keeping track over here on Facebook, and we're watching the text messages at 505-701-2222. Let us know you're out there watching and cheering. That's going to be fouled off down the first baseline, as the count will remain at 2-2. Got a lot of softball action happening over here, as we got 5A on the field behind us, which is field 1. That's the field that the Lady Tigers played on yesterday. And then I think we've got 5A on field 3, where we're going next right now. There's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 3, out number 1, which will bring up Kiana Justice, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Looking to see if she can't get the Lady Tigers started here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the Lady Tigers looking to advance to the next game. And in the next game, I think they'll be playing either Lovington or St. Pius. That's going to be fouled off, as Lovington had a big game against Artesia yesterday, and they went down 7-2, I think was the final score there. So that pushed. So you have Silver City and Silver City and Artesia playing 1-2. They're playing at 11 o'clock. And Artesia and Lovington played yesterday. So Aztec is 4, Lovington is 3. And I don't know, did you get a score on that game? Did you see what the score was between Lovington and Pius. Anyhow, Albert is back. He went down there to get us a spot.
It's ready to go. There's a spot for us sitting over there. So as soon as we get done here.
Are they saving it for us?
No.
Oh.
Couldn't even get those people to hardly talk to me. So that's all right. There is space for us. We just got to get moving
hustle
over
down there, right? Well, we will make that happen when the time comes. Oh, man, the wind's starting to pick up here.
It sure is. We might have to let loose of this deal. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman. Throw on time.
Wow,
what is that, 3 outs?
No, it's 2 outs.
2 outs. There we go.
So that will be the 5-3 out number 2. And we're back to the top of the lineup as Alexa Candelaria, who has had a pretty good day for the Lady Tigers, will come up to the plate.
Oh, she sure has, hasn't she?
Yep. So
is she she's 3 for 3? Do I have her 3 for 3 or 2?
There's another hit right up the middle to this right. Goes all the way out to the center fielder. So there's another base hit for, yeah, you're right. Now she's 4 for 4. You are correct.
Yep.
No, 3.
I have her.
No, she flew out in the 4th, so she's 3 for 4. That's what I have.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm right or not. You might have to help me out on that one. Nonetheless, she is over on first base now for the Lady Tigers. Number 20, Cheyenne Yellow, comes up with a big hit, and it will be caught for F8 out number 3. And, folks, we are headed into the top of the 7th where Belen either has to score 4 runs to keep this thing going or this game will be over. We had no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no Belen errors. And
so that other game is in the 5th inning, so we might get done before they do, and we'll have plenty of time to move over there.
Yes,
so
I hope so, because we're going to have to carry this whole table of stuff down there. That's going to be our first mission, is to try to get through this gauntlet.
Well, if you want to grab this, I'll leave you here. I'll just start moving this stuff right now.
Albert's he's gonna try to get things going right now as we speak. Oh, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments here because Albert's piling all of his crap on my table now. So, all right. So we have, for the Belen Eagles coming up, we have 6, 7, and 8. Jada Maribel will be stepping in to the box now as she's 0 for 2 on the day. This is her 3rd at bat. And we have Tanya Prokop. Thank you for broadcasting and following the Lady Tigers. Well, thank you for texting in. I'm glad you guys are getting to watch. We appreciate you sending us a message, Miss Prokop. Haven't seen you in a while, but I hope you're doing well. And thank you for tuning in. That's going to be fouled off for strike 1. And I'm trying to see, we're in the top of the 7th. And that will be ball 1, I believe. Yeah, ball. So 1-1 is your count. And I'm trying to keep up with the scoreboard here as well. That's a swing and a miss, as that will be strike 2. 1-2 the count. Let's see if Henry can come up with that off-speed pitch to get Maribel swinging, or if she throws that fastball again. Here it comes. Right down the middle. F4 out number 1 as goes right to Cheyenne Yellow. Did a little line drive, and she gets down. It was about waist high, and she snags it out of the air. So that will be out number 1. Let me get this all straightened out for you. And that will be number 14, Peyton Lucero. She is 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. That's going to be down low for ball 1 to Lucero. So Aztec needing 2 outs to move on to the next game, where they will take on Lovington or Pius. And that one's going to be hit out into right field. It's going to fall in the little gap between first and right field, as that will be a base hit for Lucero. And we'll bring up number 7, Peyton. Now, I'm sorry, I've got Peyton Lucero twice. I apologize. I wrote that down wrong on my book, so I might have to get that information from Albert. It brings up number 7. And let me reset all of this. 1 out, runner on first. Did you take your book down there, Albert? who's number 7? Help me out here real quick. I wrote the wrong name in my book. I've been going this whole game and haven't noticed. I've just been going along. Here comes the pitch from Henry, and that's going to be hit. Another little line drive to Cheyenne Yellow, and that will be the F for out number 2. Who's 14?
14 is
Payson. Oh, Payson and Peyton. Oh, so I did have it correct. I changed it. Payson, okay. Nonetheless, Aztec with 2 outs and a runner on first, and now we'll need one more out. They will be headed into the next game over on field 3. And folks, as soon as that out happens, I'm probably going to say we are out, and I'm going to shut down the broadcast, and we will head in. No, we'll start heading everything over to the other field, as Albert is already on the move with equipment and everything. So we have number 7, Peyton Lucero. I'm sorry, number 10. Oh no, we got a new hitter up. It's number 15 is in the game now, and I do not have a name for you on that player. I feel like I'm way off over here. I'm trying to see. I think they did bring in some different players, and I didn't even notice the number changes. That's going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. Because I think over there on first is not the correct player that I was calling. So I apologize if you Belen fans are out there listening. They think they brought some other players in, and that's a swing and a miss. We have number 15 up at the plate right now. She got an 0-2 count, runner on first, 2 outs. Kamora Henry needing one more strike to get out of this game, and here comes the pitch. And that's going to do it, folks. Aztec will move on, as it was a swing and a miss for strike 3, out number 3, and Aztec will be moving on to play the next game over on field 3. Folks, I'm going to shut it down. I will have the next broadcast all set up for you here shortly, but tune in. It'll be live on Facebook, YouTube, and on our website as well. But I got to get everything taken down, and we will see you guys here in a few minutes.